Alright, hello everybody, welcome to another video today. My name is Chris, and today we're going to be talking about the non-liquidating and liquidating Sears and Kmart stores as of Friday, July 19th, 2024. So we have 6 Kmarts. So with the closure of the Sears store at the Valley Mall in Union Gap, Washington, I can't believe that's closed again, but no surprises there. We are now down to 9 Sears stores and 6 Kmart stores. Combine both numbers together, and you get approximately 15 non-liquidating and liquidating Sears and Kmart locations. So, with Kmart Continental Mainland, United States, we have the Kmart store at the Bridgehampton Commons Shopping Center in Bridgehampton, New York, and the Kmart store at the Kendall Lakes Plaza Shopping Center in Kendall Lakes, Miami, Florida. Then we get to Kmart off mainland continental United States. We have the Kmart store in Tallman, Guam, the Kmart store at Sunny Isle Shopping Center in St. Croix, United States, Virgin Islands, the Kmart store at Tutu Park Mall in St. Thomas, United States, Virgin Islands, and finally the Kmart store at the Lockhart Garden Shopping Center in St. Thomas, United States, Virgin Islands. Then we get to Sears Continental Mainland United States. We have the Sears store at the Burbank Town Center in Burbank, California, the Sears store at the Sun Valley Shopping Center in Concord, California, the Sears store at the Whitwood Town Center in Whittier, California, the freestanding Sears store in Coral Gables, Miami, Florida, the Sears store at the Florida Mall in Orlando, Florida, the Sears store at the South Shore Plaza in Braintree, Massachusetts, the Sears store at the Cielo Vista Mall in El Paso, Texas, and finally, now that Union Gap is closing, we have the Sears store at Westfield South Center in Tukwila, Washington State, and finally, Sears off mainland continental United States. We have the Sears store at Plaza Las Americas Mall in San Juan, Puerto Rico. And then liquidating store closing Sunday, August 18th, or I'm sorry, rather, it is closing Friday, so that should say Friday, August 16th of 2024. It's the Sears store at the Weberstown Mall in Stockton, California, and liquidating store closing September 2024, the Sears store at the Valley Mall in Union Gap, Washington State. So now that we've gone over all of the non-liquidating and liquidating Sears and Kmart stores, we're going to start out going from west to east on the map created by Dead & Guying Retail. So just north of the Antonio B. Juan International Airport, we have the Kmart store that has a Little Caesars Pizza inside the Kmart discount department store. And it's the Kmart store in Tallman, Harmon Industrials Park in Tallman, Guam. And that's the only Transform Co. property operating in Guam. It's the Kmart store in Tallman, Guam, with a Little Caesars Pizza inside the store. So it's the Kmart store in Tallman, Guam. Okay, and given that Union Gap is now closing, the only Sears store left in the state of Washington that is not closing, it is the Sears store at the Westfield South Center Mall in Tukwila, Washington. This is the very last one at a Westfield property and the last Transform Co. store that's not closing within the state of Washington. So again, we went from 2 to 1, 1 to 2, now we're back to 1 again, because that store is now closing as of September of 2024. That store will cease to operate. So again, it's the Sears store at the Westfield South Center Mall in Tukwila, Washington State. Then we get down to the coast of California. It's very weird not hitting that other Sears store. So the only Sears store left in the Greater Bay Area of San Francisco, Sacramento, and San Jose, it is the Sears store at the Sun Valley Shopping Center in Concord, California. This is the very last Sears store within the northern part of California and the very last Sears store in the Greater Bay Area. So it's the last for that. So again, it's the Sears store at the Sun Valley Shopping Center in Concord, California. Then we go a little bit south. I don't know how much longer Burbank is going to last, given that Union Gap is now closing. So we go a little bit southeast, and the next Sears store that we're going to hit, it's the Sears store at the Burbank Town Center in Burbank, California. It reopened in October of 2023, but who knows? It could go the same way that Union Gap is going right now. Again, it's a mystery of what happens with Transform Co., unfortunately, so we just have to wait and see. So again, it's the Sears store at the Burbank Town Center in Burbank, California. Then we go a little bit east here. Then the next Sears store that we're going to hit, it's the Sears store at the Whitwood Town Center in Whittier, California. Again, one of the 2 remaining Sears stores left in the greater Los Angeles area. Not sure if it's going to be Whittier that's going to close or Burbank that's going to close. Again, it really depends on who acquires the property. Again, it depends on which property gets acquired before the other property gets acquired. Because, Sears, it's all about the real estate, if you guys haven't figured that out yet. Then we go down the Sunbelt region of the United States, and the next Sears store that we're going to hit, it's the Sears store just south of the El Paso International Airport. This is the Sears store at the Cielo Vista Mall in El Paso, Texas. This is the last Transform Co. property within the state of Texas and the last Sears store within the state of Texas. So definitely lots of lasts there too. Now that we've taken a look at that store, we're going to still go here and make our way all the way up the East Coast, but we're going to start out with the U.S. Virgin Islands. We have the one Kmart store left on the St. Croix U.S. Virgin Islands because the other one did close in 2023. We have the Kmart store at the Sunny Isles Shopping Center in St. Croix, United States Virgin Islands. This Kmart has a Little Caesars pizza inside the Kmart discount department store, and it's one of the very last to have a Little Caesars within the Kmart discount department store. So again, it's the Kmart store at the Sunny Isles Shopping Center in St. Croix, United States Virgin Islands. Then we go a little bit north here, and then the next store that we're going to hit, it's the Kmart store at St. Thomas. We have the Kmart store at the Lockhart Garden Shopping Center in St. Thomas, United States Virgin Islands. This is the very last 2-level Kmart within the entire Kmart fleet, and also the last Kmart to have an elevator, believe it or not, as crazy as that sounds. This is the Kmart store at the Lockhart Garden Shopping Center in St. Thomas, United States Virgin Islands. Then we go a little bit east. The next Kmart store that we're going to hit, it's the Kmart store at the Tutu Park Mall in St. Thomas, United States Virgin Islands, the very last Kmart pharmacy in existence. And not only does this have the last Kmart pharmacy within existence, it also has the only Little Caesars pizza inside the Kmart in the St. Thomas, United States Virgin Islands, respectively. So again, it's the Kmart store at the Tutu Park Mall in Charlotte Amalia, St. Thomas, United States Virgin Islands, if we really want to get specific. Then we go a little bit, west to the territory of San Juan, Puerto Rico, and then the next Sears store that we're going to hit, it's the Sears store at Plaza Las Americas Mall in San Juan, Puerto Rico. The Kmart store just a little bit northwest closed in 2021, so now this is the very last Sears store to operate within Puerto Rico, so that is pretty significant. It's the Sears store at Plaza Las Americas Mall in San Juan, Puerto Rico. And the next store that we're going to hit, it's the Kmart store at the Kendall Lakes Plaza Shopping Center in Kendall Lakes, Miami, Florida. It was downsized in 2023 to be in the Garden Center, and the rest of the store became an at-home store. So again, this is the very last Kmart within the state of Florida. Once this Kmart closes, there will be no more presence of Kmart within the state of Florida. Again, they're just fulfilling a lease, so once the spot gets taken up here, that will be the end of Kmart within the state of Florida. So again, it's the Kmart store at the Lockhart Garden Shopping Center in Kendall Lakes, not Lockhart Gardens, Kendall Lakes Plaza Shopping Center, Kmart in Kendall Lakes, Miami, Florida. All right, and then we get to the next Sears store, and it's the Sears store in Coral Gables, Miami, Florida. This is the very last freestanding Sears store in the entire country, in the continental mainland U.S., that has never been connected to a mall. There are already some talks that they're going to redevelop this building, so once they make that announcement that they're going to redevelop it, it'll probably trigger a store closing. But for now, it's the Sears store in Coral Gables, Miami, Florida. And then the only other Sears store within the state of Florida that's currently operating, this one is not operating. It did close earlier this year. We have the Sears store at the Florida Mall in Orlando, Florida, the very last Sears store within the entire state of Florida to be connected to a mall that has not closed yet, which is very surprising. Again, this Sears store is near many attractions like Disney, Universal, SeaWorld, Legoland, and all other kinds of entertainment in Orlando. And again, it's the Sears store at the Florida Mall in Orlando, Florida. All right, and then we make our way up the East Coast. The next store that we're going to hit, because there's nothing now in New Jersey, we have the Kmart store at the Bridgehampton Commons Shopping Center in Bridgehampton, New York. This was a very significant one in itself, known as the Martha Stewart Kmart, because she made special appearances in the store, had special signings. She has since signed on with other retailers, but just that in itself alone is a pretty darn significant that this was a very special Kmart store at that extent. We don't know what's happening with this store, but it's the very last Kmart that has not been subdivided, touched, or closed that is not in the that is in the mainland United States. So that's pretty damn significant. So it's the Kmart store at the Bridgehampton Common Shopping Center in Bridgehampton, New York. And the last operating Transform Co. store that is not closing as of July of 2024, it's the Sears store at the South Shore Plaza in Braintree, Massachusetts, although, yes, it has been subdivided. This is the very last Transform Co. property in the New England region and the last Sears store within the Northeast region of the United States that is not yet closed. So again, it's the Sears store at the South Shore Plaza in Braintree, Massachusetts. All right, so guys, that is all of the non-liquidating and liquidating Sears and Kmart stores as of Saturday. I'm sorry, yeah, I guess we could say Saturday at this point. Saturday, July 20th, 2024. I want to sincerely thank you guys for watching. Link to the list will be in the description below, and that will be it.